everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm-up 86 is on the screen. Let's get started, please. By now, you should be able to do all of those. I'm bringing back now the number 5, which is write and graph the equation of a circle. Let's see if your noodle kicks in. I'll give you guys some time. Copy and go. All right, let's get the show on the road. We have a lot to cover today. We're moving on. So square root of 75 is approximately between 64 and 81. So this is going to be 8 point something. So once again, 75 minus 64, that is 11. Over 81 minus 64, that is it 17? Yeah. So 11 divided by 17. Add a decimal and a 0. Fits in there 7 times, is it? 7 times 7, 49. I got 4. 7 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 11. Seven and 4. Now that's too high. Let's try 6. Sorry. 6. 6 times 7, 42. We got 4. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4, 10. Subtract. And that is 8. Therefore, this is 8.6. Number 2, graph without a table. F of x equals x squared looks like this. However, they give us transformations. A negative 1, B 1, H negative 2, and K 3. So, what does this A negative 1 do to the whole thing, Joseph? Flips. This B1 doesn't do anything to it. However, bless you, H negative 2 moves it which direction? To the left, very good. And 3 up, so that means 2 to the left, 3 up. So we're going to end up with this one somewhere up here. Number 3, factor completely. We got 8, negative 6. What two numbers multiply give me positive 8? Well, that's negative 4 and negative 2. And when you add them, give us negative 6. X minus 4, X minus 2. This one. Standard form, yes. GCF, no. What is 4 times 3? That's 12. 8 goes underneath. So what two numbers multiply give me 12 when you add them give us 8? That's 6 and 2. However, what was the leading coefficient? The leading coefficient was 4. So can we reduce this anymore? Yes, this is 2/3, or my factor, 2x plus 3. Can we reduce this anymore? Yes, 2 over 1, or my factor, 2x plus 1. So far so good, yes? All right, good. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 reads standard synthetic division. Let's see, 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree, 0 degree, yes. Same thing here, set it equal to 0, so it's minus 5 minus 5. X equals negative 5, so we got negative 5. Coefficients are 3, 22, 37, and 10. Bring down the 3. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Combine, that's 7. Negative 5 times 7, that's negative 35. Combine, that's 2. Negative 5 times 2, that's negative 10. Combine, that's 0. So If we started with a cubic, that means this is a what? 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 with no remainder. Pretty good, yeah? All right, let's go to number 5. Now, just a little side note. Once again, this is being recorded. One thing that I've noticed, some of you somehow are not putting in the practice for the warm-ups. You're going to be in trouble for the final. It's cumulative. What does that mean, Mr. Q? Everything we've seen throughout the year is going to be on the final. I'm giving all of you plenty of practice with the warm-ups with all the different things we covered. So, I don't know. Kind of like if you were to play basketball, how am I going to play you in a game if you haven't practiced? That is right. All right, here we go. Complete the square. Standard form, yes. Divide by the leading coefficient, which is 1. X squared plus y squared minus 10x plus 6y plus 30 equals to 0. Minus 30 minus 30. Group like terms. X squared minus 10x empty space plus y squared plus 6y empty space equal to negative 30. Complete the square. Plus negative 10 over 2 squared to both sides. And plus 6 over 2 squared to both sides. Therefore, we end up with x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared, bless you, plus 6y plus 9 equals to negative 30 plus 25 plus 9. 25 plus 9 is 34 minus 30, that is 4. Bring everything else down. X squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. Factor. Square root of the first, x, square root of the last, 5, sine of the middle, squared. Square root of the first, square root of the last, sine of the middle, squared equal to 4. So, is that in standard form? Yes, Mr. Q. Let's see. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That means that my center is at 5, negative 3, 5, negative 3. And the radius is, so I take the square root of 4, that is 2. Graph. The center is at 5, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Radius is 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Cake. Piece of cake. Chocoflan. This should be automatic by now, if you actually did the practice when we cover this. Because it's coming back with a vengeance. Let's go. All right, copy the agenda, please. Warm up 86. Parabolas. Hopefully for tonight, 8 graphs and parabolas only. From there, get a Cornell note ready, please. Pretty good. So, copy the axis to the home plate, MQ9N8. 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 But of course, this weekend, probably some of you actually went home. You treated your family very nice. Some of you actually gave some of your parentals like a foot massage or something, right? Mani or pedi, right? Some of you cleaned the house, got the vacuum out, started making some quesadillas or chilaquiles and stuff. Yeah? Let's go. We're like, Mr. Q, I don't know how to cook. I just know how to make sandwiches. What? What? Anyways, y'all ready? This is the home plate for tonight. Let's go. From the corner. All right, here we go. I can write and graph a quadratic equation of a parabola. I can write and graph a quadratic equation of a parabola. I can write and graph a quadratic equation of a parabola. All right? So here we go. Stay focused, please. Today's going to be a little bit challenging. But if you focus, it's not. It's going to be cake. All right? So last week, we did plenty of practice with parabolas. But we focused on the basic equation, standard form equation, and the basic parabola going through the point of origin. What does that look like, Mr. Q? Well, we covered our Freyer model. We said that parabolas are equidistant points from the directrix and the focus, which is a line and a point. And then from there, we focused on these two equations. Is that correct? Standard form. And then I gave you guys some practice. Look up, please. And it reads, write and graph the equation of the parabola passing through those two. Focus 0, 2, directrix y equals -2. So now we should be experts at this. So if the directrix is y equals -2, what equation shall I start writing? Tell your neighbor, please. Then Gio is going to enlighten us. Directrix y equals -2. So the equation that I need to write is equals 4py. That is correct. Now, from there, we got x squared equals 4. And you're just paying attention right now. Don't copy this. And then we use this number, the 2. And my new equation now is x squared equals 8y. Is that correct? All right. Look up to the screen, please, or you're going to miss it. You need this for what's coming today. So to graph it, I start with my directrix is going through y equals -2, which is down here. There's my straight line. There it is. And then we need a focus. Focus is at 0, 2. So that means my parabola is going through where? The point of origin. Where's the point of origin? 0, 0. And it opens up or down, everyone? Up. That is correct. Something like this. However, the point of origin is what? Point of origin is 0, 0. So last week we did plenty of practice with this. So, let's see. One more really quick. Look at that one. This one says the directrix is at x equals -5. Tell you never the equation you would write for that. What equation do you write? Gio, pass someone. Y squared equals 4px. So y squared equals 4 parentheses x. What do I substitute for p? Mario? 5. So therefore this is y squared equals 20x. And once again, x equals -5 is over here. And you're just paying attention, please. The focus is at 5, 0. And my parabola is passing through the point of origin 0, 0. Something like that. We good? Yeah? All right. Once again, and the point of origin is at 0, 0. However, look up, guys. That's really easy because it's going through 0, 0. However, Mr. Q, what if it wasn't going through 0, 0? What if it was going through somewhere else, over here? Something like that. Will that same equation work? No! That's why you're going to close your Chromebooks and look up. So these two work with the vertex at what? Or the parabola passing through what? 0, 0. So today, we're going to use a similar formula, which looks now, whenever the vertex is not 0, 0, and it looks like this. Copy those, please. Those are our two new formulas for today. All right, so what's so different from one to the other, Mr. Q? Well, let me show you. When the parabola is going through 0, 0, we just use these two equations. When it's not going through 0, 0 to any other point, all we need to do is add to the x. What do we add to the x? The negative h. How about for the y? What do we add to the y in here in parentheses? The negative k. That is correct. Again, over here for the y, we add the negative k. And for the x, we add the negative h. So today, same idea. Look up. I'm going to give you a focus. And I'm going to give you a directrix. And let's say the directrix is y equals 23. And the focus is no longer a 0 something. Now it's going to be like either 2, 3 like that. So by looking at the directrix, what equation comes to mind? When you look at the directrix, what equation comes to mind? Let's see, Enrique, go. When you look at the directrix, y equals 23, what equation comes to mind? With all the extra practice from last week, the entire week of practice. Oh, my bad. He was barely coming in. All right. Let him think a little. Let's go with Elijah. What equation comes to mind? X squared equals 4py. That is correct. However, notice here on the focus, we no longer have a 0. Does everybody see that? Therefore, we no longer use this one. We use... Tell you never what to write here for the x and what to write here for the y. What do I write here? What do I write there? All right, Renzo, what do I write for the x? Minus 2 h and y minus k. That is correct. Because from now on, when you look at the focus and it no longer has a 0, we need to change this formula to this formula. All right? So, with that said, on your paper, copy this one. Example 1. Write and graph the equation of the parabola, focus 3, 8, directrix y equals 2, and then make a little coordinate plane on the right side of that, and I'll give you some time. Go. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. This is how the home plate is going to go. First things first, in blue, I'm going to underline the directrix, y equals 2. So right away, that should trigger our noodle in regards to what is the first equation that comes to mind, everyone. What is the first equation that comes to mind when you see y equals? Tell your neighbor. First equation that comes to mind. All right, first equation, Gabriel. X squared equals 4py. Hands if that comes to mind. All right. However, look up. Then you're going to look at the focus. Does it have a 0 in the focus? No, because that means now this equation, parabola, is no longer going to go through the point of origin, which means we need to change this equation. So over here on the side, don't write it at the top. Leave a lot of space here for work, and then let's write our new equation. So our new equation is what? Caesar. X minus h, y minus k. All right. Not bad, not bad. So that's where we start. So next, over here on the left side, look up. We're going to write all the information that we need to rewrite this equation. Here we go. We need a focus. Do that in red. We need a vertex. Do that in green. We need a directrix point, or a point on the directrix. And we need, from this equation, we need the value of p. And I'll explain that in a little bit. So with that said, now that we have all the information that we need, let's start graphing what we have so far. What do we have so far? Y equals 2. Y equals 2 is right here. Straight line through that point. Next, the focus is at 3/8. 3/8. All right. So, here's how it goes. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. Let me show you the next component. Stay focused or you're going to miss it. So, last week I gave you guys plenty of practice with the focus on the y-axis and the directrix on the y-axis. And what do you guys notice? That they were aligned, weren't they? The point on the directrix and the focus. So that means we need a point that's aligned to the focus. Can you see a point here? Yeah. It's invisible, but it's there because it's a straight line. So that means you place a point right here. So now we have a point on the directrix and we have our focus. So let's write those coordinates. So my focus is 3/8. The directrix point is 3,2. All right. So now that we have a directrix point and a focus, how do we start our parabola? What was part of the definition? Tell your neighbor the key word. Key word of the definition of the parabola. What was the key word? Key word, Enrique. Equidistant, yes. So that means that the parabola is going through somewhere here where it's the same distance from the focus to the directrix. So how do we do that, Mr. Q? Well, how many steps is it from the focus to the directrix? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it's the same distance from both, that means 6 divided by 2 is what? 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So my parabola is going to be crossing through there. This one I'm going to label V for vertex. And can you picture it opening up? Is it going to open up or down? Up, yes. However, we need this right here. What is that? That is 3, 5. 3, 5. So, now that we have that, the only thing that we're missing is P. What is P, Mr. Q? P is the distance from point to point. So what is that distance, everyone? What is it? P, which is 3. All right, so now that we have everything, here we go. The vertex we know is HK. Therefore, let's take our equation, x minus blank squared for parentheses for the P, parentheses y minus blank. So, here we go. What is H, everyone? What is H? Three, that is correct, because it's there, so it's 3. What is K, everyone? 5, yes, that is correct. And what is P? 3. So, lastly, here we go. Our standard form equation is x minus 3 squared equals 12 y minus 5. This is our standard form equation. And that's exactly how the home plate is going to go. Let me go through the process one more time. First things first, what did we do? We looked at the directrix, and the first equation that came to mind was the one that we did last week, which is here, x squared equals 4py. However, since it doesn't say that the parabola is going to go through 0, 0 anymore, or point of origin, that means we can no longer use this equation. We transformed it to this equation. From there, we gathered all the information that we need. We need a focus, a vertex, which is the lowest point or the higher point of the parabola, a directrix point, and the P, which is the distances from point to point. So the focus was given. Directrix point, we just moved the point here so it can be aligned to the focus. So it could be what? Aligned to the focus. So it could be aligned to the focus. I placed the point on the directrix. There it is. And then we said that the vertex or the parabola is equidistant for these. So I commented how many steps divided by 2 gave me 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There it is. And that's my vertex. And we know that the vertex is HK. And the distance from point to point was 3. Substitute values, and there you go. All right, not bad. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you so far up to right there? All right, 4, 4 3s, okay. Let's do another one. Copy this one. Example 1Q. Don't copy the instructions, just copy focus for 5, directrix y equals 1. Get a coordinate plane. I'll give you some time. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Once again, make sure as we are getting through the second semester, you bring your colored pens and such, because we're going to be going to multi-processes. And if you get lost, there you go. You have the colors to guide you. Here we go. Underline the directrix in blue. Y equals 1. Turn to your neighbor, let them know what equation comes to mind right away. What equation comes to mind? Mariah, what equation? That is correct. X squared equals 4py. But since it no longer is going through the point of origin, our new equation is x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. Hands if you are up to right there so far. Okay, not bad. Next. They give us a focus, so we write it over here. We need a vertex. We need a directrix point. And we need P. Also remind yourself next to the vertex, I want you to write V. Remember that the vertex is made up of H and K. The first number is H, the second number is K, just to remind you. All right, let's graph. Y equals 1, right there. Sketch a line straight through that point. Focus is at 4, 5. 4, 5. All right, so to get started, shouldn't we have a point aligned from the focus to the directrix? Yes. So we plot a point on that line, right aligned to the focus. What are the coordinates of that point? Tell your neighbor. Coordinates of that point. Yeah, 4, 1. So write it over here. Directrix point is 4, 1. So now, to get our vertex, or where the parabola is going to be equidistant from these two, how many steps are in between these 2 points? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means it's 2 and 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2, yes. So we can picture our parabola going through there. So this coordinate for the vertex is 4, 3. 4, 3. And what is P, everyone? Tell your neighbor. What is P? P is 2. Last but not least, x minus blank squared, 4 parentheses, parentheses y minus blank. Substitute values and write it in standard form. So, what is h, everyone, according to here? 4. What is k? K is 3. And what is P? P is 2. So my standard form equation is x minus 4 squared equals to 8 times y minus 3. This is my standard form equation of that parabola. From 1 to 5, I'll come through with that so far. Yeah, now we have some 5 4s, 5 4s, okay. Let's do another one. You should be able to do this next one by yourself. Example 1 mega cube. Once again, don't copy the verbiage, just copy the focus. Negative 3, 4, directrix, y equals 2. See if you can do the whole thing by yourself. Find me the standard form equation and graph the parabola. Go. I'll give you guys some time. All right, looks like Mario's got this. Very good, Mario. So, to get us started, by looking at the directrix, y equals 2. Give me a second. All right, who was helping me? Mario? Oh, but he's leaving. Let's go then with Geo. If the directrix y equals 2, what equation comes to mind? Equals 4py. But since it's not going through the point of origin, so now we use x minus h squared equals 4p, parentheses, parentheses, y minus k. All right, so do they give us a focus? Yes, it's right here, negative 3, 4. We need a vertex. We need a directrix point. And we need P. All right, so directrix, it's going through y equals 2. Oh, sorry. Y equals 2. The focus is at negative 3, 4. Negative 3, 4. And what do we know? That there's a point aligned to that focus, is that correct? So you should have placed your point right there. And what is that coordinate? Negative 3, 2. Negative 3, 2. Can you picture the vertex equidistant from those? Yes, it's right there, Mr. Q. Right there. And the parabola looks like that. What is the coordinate of that? Negative 3, 3. So what is P, everyone? What's this distance here and here? P is 1. That is correct. So x minus blank squared, 4 parentheses, y minus blank. So h is now what? Negative 3. K is 3. And P is 1. So x, negative times the negatives of positive 3 squared equals, 4 times 1 is 4, y minus 3. Hands if you got that by yourself. Let's go. Let's go. So from 1 to 5, I'll come to bar you with this so far. All right. However, look up. What if I gave you this one? Example 2. Focus 7.3, directrix x equals negative 1. I'm just going to get you started so you guys can see that it's the same process. However, it says directrix x equals negative 1. When it's x equals negative 1, tell your neighbor what equation comes to mind. What equation comes to mind? Elijah, equation. Y squared equals 4px. However, since it's not going to the point of origin, I start with y minus k squared equals 4p x minus h. Notice that the k stays with the y. Does everybody see that? All right. And the rest is history. You need your focus, vertex, directrix, point, and we need p. So the focus they give us at 7.3. Directrix is at x equals negative 1. Seven, 3 for the focus. Up, guys, really quick. Here's the focus. So the directrix, this should be a point right aligned to that. So what is the coordinate? Negative 1, 3. Negative 1, 3. And the vertex should be between these 2 points. How many steps are there from here to here? It's 7 plus 1, that's 8. So at 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is my vertex. And what is that coordinate? 3, 3. Do you see it opening up? Yes. And what is P? P is this. And this, which is 4. And the rest is history. Just substitute and write. Bye. Have a good one, guys. Do your practice at home. Bye. We got this. Let's go. Have a good one, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.